So what we're gonna do is we're gonna record live today. So hi friends, welcome. We're going through the patch notes live. And I'm gonna say up front that I'm really confused, but I understand why they nerfed what they nerfed. But like, damage across the board has gone down probably about, I would say like 20%, just because of how much damage we lost in crit strike damage and vulnerability damage. So be aware of that. Let's start off. This Uber unique is just, I mean, whatever. Heavy and Spear of the Lycander, Uber unique staff, World Tier 4, gain a random shrine effect for 10 to 20 seconds after killing an elite enemy, can only occur once every 30 seconds. That sounds cool, and like, if you have a build that sets up for Conduit, sure, but I mean, what, okay. Azurath, this is, I don't even know how much barbarians want to freeze enemies. Druid Flesh Render, one-handed mace, debilitating roar and blood howl, deal damage to nearby poison enemies. That could be cool. This lidless wall, this necromancer unique, actually kind of crazy. While you have an active bone storm, hitting an enemy outside of the bone storm has a 5 to 25% chance to spawn an additional bone storm at that location. Each of your active sacrifice bonuses increase the chance by 25%, and the total number of additional bone storms you can have +1. So I'm assuming you can have 5 bone storms, which is kind of nuts, right? But the problem is, it has to be outside of the bone storm you have on. So, also kind of awkward. Eaglehorn, new unique bow, penetrating shot has a 30 to 80% chance to fire an arrow that bounces off walls and scenery. Hitting enemies from behind with penetrating shot will make them vulnerable for 3 seconds. That sounds sick. And Sork gets wrecked because why would you ever want to teleport to a random direction? Okay. Anyways, gain the effect of teleport enchantment for free when using evade. When you invade using teleport enchantment, you are taken to a random location. Cool. New 7 legendary aspects. Audacity. When there are at least 5 close enemies, stun them for 2 to 4 seconds. This can only occur once every 20 seconds. Kind of going to be useless. Craven, you gain 20 to 40% increased movement speed when moving away from slowed or chilled enemies. Not bad. Could be good. Probably maybe decent in PvP if you start actually being able to slow people, but a lot of people are immune to a lot of slows and stuns right now. Or possibly after this they won't be. Ancestral Charge. Charge calls forth 4 different ancients who also charge, dealing 50 to 100% normal damage. That seems cool. Maybe that could be a build. I don't know. What's the cooldown on charge, guys? Decrepify does not count as a hit in that regard. Since Decrepify can't activate other lucky hits, I would assume that it doesn't count as a hit. Let's see. Subterranean. Yeah. No barbs in chat. Okay. Let's see, Druid Subterranean. Poison creepers active also cast landslide in a circle around you. Earth skills deal 10 to 20% increased damage to poison enemies. Seems cool. I was actually looking at Gore Quills, and this actually seems kind of sick, and I'll say why. Obviously, this is going to be for more wave clear rather than single target damage, which is the main issue of Blood build anyway, is that single target damage is pretty weak. I have Wicked. I have seen the Bloodlance build that crashes the game. Bloodlance will consume blood orbs to also conjure lances from them. Each additional blood lance deals 20 to 50% of normal damage and prioritize targeting unlanced enemies. Here's the thing I'm thinking. Does this end up targeting the main target or a boss and do damage for each orb if there are no other monsters around. Because this becomes pretty cool if that's the case, because then every overpower you would have with this, you would aim to have blood orbs on the ground, right? And then you could possibly do big burst on bosses. Anyways, rogue pestilent points. Every third cast of puncture is poison imbued with a 100 to 150% normal potency. That's pretty cool. That seems like good. Searing wards. After spending 200 to 100 mana, 100 would be ideal. Your next firewall is free to cast and will destroy incoming small missiles. Why are you guys not doing anything to sort to make it seem like it's super fun? I don't know. It seems weird. Movements, improvements for accessibility perspective primarily fixes the screen radar where it failed. Challenges. Let's see. Fixed issues or challenges will progress. Multiple issues where players could gain progress for certain challenges through the actions of nearby players. Multiple instances where activities that count criteria, some challenges were not counted. Fixed an issue where players would not receive notifications or when one of their friends completed a challenge. It's fine. Feats of strength. Final slayer of the first mother now requires you to slay the level 100 pinnacle while solo. The silence's hellish challenge remains unchanged. Okay, that's fine. Fixed an issue where the feats of strength, one of the first and earliest experience, did not display all the titles they were awarded. Okay. Wicked, have they confirmed whether they fixed it again? Because it would, with that new legendary aspect, probably crash the game again. So, that'll be fun. Can't wait to do that. Anyways. Dark potential challenge would be granted by both players. Ooh, okay. These are like... oh. Yeah, some good issues fixed. Let's see. Fixed an issue where players would not be able to receive enough animus to progress. Okay, fixed an issue. Stone carving, capstone, curse of indolence, curse of the weak with stack. Fixed an issue in number of enemies defeat for the barbarian class. Masters of battles is not displayed. These are weirdness and adjustments. There's a significant decrease to Hammer of Ancients barbarian build, but we do not want its strength to be reliant on an underlying bug. Okay. Fixed an issue where the outer edge of the quakes granted to the Hammer of the Ancients via the aspect of the astral or ancestral echoes was dealing far more damage than intended. Okay. Alright, that makes sense. Stacking the Berserk, Ripping, Skullbreaker, and Anemia aspects will allow the player to deal extreme amounts of damage. Okay. Fix that. Fix an issue where Iron Maelstrom could be cast more than 3 times rapidly, casting Warcry. Druid. Fixed issue where Earth skills and the Pulverize skill would consume 2 overpower buffs simultaneously. That's great. Fixed an issue where the bonus effect on Bloodhowl and Night Howler's aspect would apply twice to Wolf Companions, but not at all for Ravens. Okay, make pets fine. Fixed an issue where Provocation passive stacks wouldn't update properly after adding points to it. Fixed an issue where the automatic transformation from Insatiable Fury would cause Urzine's strength, key passive not to proc consistently. Fixed an issue where Enhanced Pulverize buff would not remove itself while in town. Fixed an issue where Seeking Tornadoes produced by Storm Chaser's aspect would not deal damage. Fixed an aspect where Raven's passive damage did not improve this after the skill was upgraded. Okay. This is silly. Fixed an issue where Necromancers cannot obtain daggers from Purveyor of Curiosities. Cool. Fixed an issue where the Necromancer's minions would have their life bonuses deactivated while in town. Okay. Fixed an issue where Bone Spear cast through chilling winds from an elite enemy would increase the number of generated echoes for that cast. Fixed an issue where Enhanced Bone Spear could cause erratic movement. Fixed an issue where canceling Blood Mints when it's already off cooldown would immediately recast it. I'm dealing with that today, or yesterday. Shadow Step wouldn't trigger aspect of the uncanny. Fixed an issue where Advanced Penetrating Shot would not knock down other players in PvP. That's wild. Fixed an issue where Twisting Blades would not come back when the ability killed a bloated Corpse Fiend. I mean, these all kind of Eldritch Bounty, Paragon, Rapid Fire had an extra arrow VFX that behaved erratically. Okay. Fixed an issue where Firebolt enchantment did not contribute to combustion key passive. Wow. Okay. That's pretty big. Fixed an issue where the passive stacks generated by aligning the elements could partially reset in an unexpected way. Fixed an issue where casting Deep Freeze would prevent the Ice Shard enchantment from triggering. Fixed an issue where Aspect of Control was applying its damage bonus 3 times for staggered bosses. Fixed an issue where the Gravitational Aspect was appearing weaker on two-handed weapons or amulets. Okay. Fixed an issue where the enchantment effect of Chain Lightning had no visual tracking bonus and could also unexpectedly drop off. Fixed an issue where Incinerate would immediately cost 30 mana when cast in addition to the consistent channeling mana cost. Incinerate now probably only costs mana as it's being channeled. Okay. Teleporting to encounters, Hell Tides. They also made Hell Tides stronger. Cost reduction of Ring of the Starless Skies. I mean, if you even have one, like, Aspect of the Protector would trigger its barrier effect after destroying breakable objects. This is silly. Ring of Misfortune, incorrect stats. Ember Staff weapon didn't apply the bonus to crowd control enemies, which is inherent for all staff type weapons. Fixed issue where any character menu interaction would reset the bonus granted by intercom. Okay. Lower requirement for ancestor items will now cap at 80. Monsters, quests, and events. All this kind of stuff is just like bug fix stuff. So let's get to gameplay updates is cool. Altars of Lilith unlocks account wide. Map discovery is now account wide. Overall loot has been significantly improved from silent chests. Tree of Whispers. The channel time for leaving a dungeon has been increased to 5 seconds. Generally reduced the tendency for many monsters to move around in combat so that melee characters don't have to chase out on their enemies as much. Great. World Tier 2 has the following bonuses added. More gold, and monsters now drop 15% more items. Cool. Because World Tier 2 was kind of useless before. Level scaling inside dungeons and most overworld territories has been adjusted in World Tiers 3 and 4. Monsters have been given lower levels to force you to go do dungeons and stuff. And Nightmares and Tree of Whispers. They said that Tree of Whispers you got increased experience for. So that's good news. Reward experience for completing Tree of Whispers in World Tier 3 and 4 has been significantly increased. We observed that the experience bonus rewarded for killing high-level monsters escalates too fast when compared to relative challenge involved. We still want players... we still want to reward players for taking on this challenge by encouraging them to participate in power leveling together instead of one player killing enemies while another member of the party waits at the dungeon's entrance. We are adjusting bonus experience rewarded for killing monsters that are higher level than the player. Preseason Malignant bonus. This is like a 25% bonus right now, and then post-season. Bonus up to 10 level. Okay. Yeah, so at 10 levels above, if you're 90 fighting 100 monsters, yeah, you get 15% experience. That's kind of weird, but I get it. There's like adjusting experience rewards for monsters levels offset. Interesting. So, yeah, this makes sense. You're level 1, you bring your friends to World Tier 4, and they leave you at the entrance of the dungeon. They start killing level 100 monsters. Prior to the season of Malignant, you get level 100 monster experience times 1 plus 25%. Now, after the season, you get a level 11 monster experience times 1 plus 15%. Get fucked. Anyways, Hell Tides, they made mysteries more expensive. Let's peep these balance updates. Let's look at the general ones first. Aspect of Retribution, bonus damage to stunned enemies reduced from 20% to 40% from 10 to 20. That's a lot more sensible. Cool. Exploiter's aspect bonus to unstoppable reduced 20 to 50 to 20 to 40. Just doing, 40% more damage rather than 50 on things that are unstoppable. Yeah. Butcher's Cleaver. Monsters get 100% more experience or HP per player. Nightmare dungeons are even better. Item affixes are too efficient and are outshining alternatives. We're looking to refine the outliers, improve the numbers of meaningful choices in competitive slots, and increase the overall flexibility of items. We know these changes will reduce the amount of possible power a character can possess, so we'll be monitoring how these changes affect players' ability to conquer expected milestones throughout the season. Control impaired duration reduction can now appear on pants. That's actually pretty big, just because, like, all of your defensive stuff for PvP is important, and control duration reduction is going to be like really, really strong now, because you're going to get like 20 to 30%. So that's good. Barrier generation can now appear for all classes. It will also begin dropping later in the game. Lucky hit chance when you have barrier can now apply for all classes. Reduced by 12% on helm. And 20% went on amulet or offhand. Oh, that's a lot. Anyways, mastery skill damage, newly added, can appear on sorcerer weapons, scales identically to core skill damage, which is not great scaling anyway. Resistance to all elements can now appear on shields. The core stat bonuses on weapons have been overperforming, so we're pulling back on this bonus. So. Cooldown affixes, critical strike and vulnerable damage often viewed as hard requirement for builds to succeed. Yes, this is where I was saying earlier that damage has been reduced by a lot. Vulnerable damage reduced by 40%. Crit strike damage reduced by 17%. Crit strike damage with bone, earth, imbued, and werewolf skills reduced by another 17%. Cooldown reduction on offhands reduced by 35%. Crit strike damage inherent on swords reduced by 50%. Vulnerable damage inherent on crossbows. This is all like hard wrecked. So we've seen that many skillful players are frequently slaughtering monsters many levels above theirs. We want to support this, but the current situation is beyond what we believe is correct for the long-term health of the game. This is true. Right, but technically the 40% isn't truly 40% because generally you're over 100%. So if like the cap of vulnerable damage was 100%, yeah, you would lose 40% in that regard. That's why I said like a 30% DPS bonus over everything, because of how crit strike damage works as well, because obviously you're getting like 300 to 400 crit strike damage, or sometimes 600, best in slot gear. And then also the vulnerable damage being 40% there. It's going to equal out to a little bit less than what they're posting about. Physical damage over time increased. Shadow damage over time. Damage of two-handed bludgeoning weapons. Like, all of this stuff gets increased, but this is all like additive damage. This is all additive damage, which is so strange to me. But whatever. Let's get to the classes. We're gonna start with Necromancer just because I'm a Necro gamer. Initiates, Decompose, Slows increased from 30% to 50%. Sure. Sever's great. This is wonderful. Enhanced Blood Surge Healing. Cool. Enhanced Bloodlands damage reduction for piercing reduced from 15 to 10, which is great. That's actually a huge DPS increase. Bone Prison additional essence gain from 15 to 25. Abhorrent Iron Maiden. Nobody's gonna use it ever. Golems move faster and unhindered through enemies when their cooldown is activated. Cool. That's actually really sick, but it doesn't fix the problem that pets are having tons of issues. Supreme Blood Wave leaves behind blood orbs earlier in its path. Love that, actually. My understanding was like if your total vuln damage on items was 200%, it's now going to be 120. But I guess there are other sources not on items That's nerf only for items. No. It's not gonna be that much. It's yeah. It's like on items themselves and like inherent stuff like the crossbow. So like I had I think 41% vulnerable on my weapon. It's now at like 20, something like that. So raised skeleton, corpse explosion, and corpse tendrils range for auto targeting corpses on mouse and keyboard increased by 50%. Thank God. It was so frustrating. Raised skeletal priest damage bonus increased to 30%, which is good, and healing increased. Evulsion bonus damage to vulnerable reduced by 3%, pretty much. Transfusion minion healing increased from 40 to 60. Okay. Drain vitality lucky hit chance increased from 25 to 30. And amp damage increased by 3%, which is great. You use, like every build is going to use Decrepify, so this is just like a 3% damage increase. This is kind of whatever though. Necromancer minions will now automatically resummon after respawning during a world boss fight, whatever. Increased thorns, skeletal mages, extra shadow bolt reduced by 1, which is cool. Bone skeletal mages increased fortify amount from 11 to 20%, which is pretty good. Still requires them to die by their own hand, which okay. Iron Golem's upgrade attacks required for slam attack reduced from 5 to 4. Paragon board Essence's glyph bonus now affects all damage instead of just core skills, which means crit damage across the board is exchanged. That actually that might be a decent damage increase just for necros themselves. Like just in the fact that Shadow Blight can crit. So Essence becomes near Abyss again. I mean, it was already really good, so yeah, Bone Spirit and Big Shadow Blights hits, yep. Splintering Aspect Bone Shard damage bonus reduced from 50 to 100 to 30 to 60. This is a massive nerf to Bone Spear. Aspect of Plunging Darkness bonus damage increased from 50 to 100 to 75 to 125. Huh? Do we even use Plunging Darkness? Okay. Ultimate Shadow. I don't... think I have one on me to even check. Wicked, do you know which one that is? Let's double check here real quick. Plunging Darkness would be in here. Blighted. There it is. Bone Prism spawns a pool. I'm gonna say lol. Okay, anyways. Coldbringer's Aspect Blizzard cooldown reduced from 10 to 8 seconds, whatever. I mean, the only way you're using cold mages right now is if you are getting a really, really good, what's it called? Bloodless Scream, which they buffed Bloodless Scream's Essence Generation, which is just like useless anyway. It's like I don't understand. I do not understand what they think they're gonna do with that weapon. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think Splinter Nerf could have been more, but it's fine. They don't want to over nerf something. Aspect of Hungry Blood's chance to fire on Blood Lances is increased from 10 to 20 to 13 to 23, which is good. That's great. Because they also reduced how many it could fire from infinite to 3. Bloodsoak Aspect damage increased from 0.15 to 0.2 to 0.24 to 1.3. Blood-soaked aspect damage. Blood-soaked aspect. Oh, that's weird. Oh, didn't mean to put that in my inventory. Crit Sever might end up being good. I'll be real with you guys. Hungry Blood. Offensive. Yeah. Each cast of Blood Lance will launch an additional Blood Lance at a nearby enemy when it first hits an enemy that's already lanced, dealing 42% of normal damage. Wait, what? Was that less before? I'm so confused on that. I'm super confused. Oh, they made resource aspect more. Just cool. I'm super confused by that. I think that this is actually pretty good. The new Bone Storm consumes 8 corpses to increase its duration is fine. Anyways. So, aspect of Hungry Blood, chance to fire. Blood-soaked aspect, damage increased from 0.15 to 2. I mean, that's good. Aspect of Ultimate Shadow, damage increased. This is actually fucking huge. For a lot of different reasons. The damage that you do, with dots will end up being quite a bit more. What's going on, Super Wiki? OCS Gale, increased. Aspect of the Damned, damage bonus increased from 30 to 40 to 40 to 50. Aspect of the Damned is the skeletons, isn't it? Bloodbathe aspect echo. Yeah. Let's see. Aspect of the Damned. Do I have one? Frenzied Dead. Nah, guess not. Anyways. Bloodless Scream essence gain increased from 2 to 5 to 7 to 10. Oh my god, that's still terrible. Deathless Visage. Damage increased from 0.25 to 3.5 to 0.28 to 3.8. That is the echoes. All in all, like, Necromancer's got like a damage buff in one really weird area, which is your Shadow Blight crits are gonna probably hit really hard. Oh, ew. Aspect of the Damned is damage affected by both curses. Yeah, no, gross. Sorry. Yeah, ooh, no. Nope. Terrible. That 50 quote-unquote % is super terrible. Let's check out Barbarians. Violent Double Swing vulnerable duration increased from 1 to 2 seconds. Good. They needed that. Furious Upheaval damage bonus per stack increased from 3 to 5. Power Charge cooldown reduced is now capped at 3 targets for maximum 9 seconds cooldown. Okay. Tactical Ground Stomp Fury gain increased. Okay, yeah. They needed Ground Stomp to be better. I have not done Rogue yet. Enhanced Death Blows damage bonus to bosses increased. Yep. Okay. These are all like good buffs to change their damage. Enhanced Rupture damage. Oh, that's scary. Warrior's Rupture attack speed bonus. Okay. Increase the duration from 4 to 5. Fighter's Rupture healing. Okay. Hamstring now only slows healthy enemies. The slow amount increased from 30% to 60%. Cut to the Bone bleeding. That's like just PvP. And also, you won't use that anyway. Cut to the Bone bleeding damage bonus to vulnerable reduced from 18% to 15%. Okay, sensible. Wrath's Glyph bonus now affects all damage instead of core skills, just like Essence does for the caster classes. Relentless Berserker's aspect berserking duration increased from 1 to 2 seconds. Okay. Are you gonna have permanent berserking now? Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think Bone Spirit didn't catch any strays, you know what I mean? We have not caught my name on the statue yet, PJ, but we're also recording from YouTube, so don't say anything crazy. Battle Mat aspect, berserking duration increased from 1 to 2.5, 2 to 2 to 3.5 seconds. Okay. So they're just saying that you're gonna have permanent berserking, right? Am I reading this right? You silly billy goat. Aspect of burning rage damage increased from 0.08 to 0.14 to 0.22 to 0.28. Okay. Aspect of the Iron Warrior damage reduction. That's really strong. Slaking aspect lucky hit. Okay. Yeah. Aspect of Ancestral Echoes lucky hit increased. Weapon Master's aspect lucky hit increased. Damn. Okay. All the generic damage nerfs, though, definitely going to hurt Bone Spirit. So in a 4-player party, you're going to one-shot elites a lot less than Heim Nightmares. Yep, for sure. It's also that monsters have 400%, or, well, they'll have 300% their normal HP. So, Gore's Devastating Grips now explodes every 2 seconds or after it ends, and his hit cap has been removed. Okay. Fields of Crimson Bleeding damage both increase. Yeah, I mean, they made like, wow, they made Barb just better in cool areas. Hopefully we see some new builds of Barb. Storm Strike damage reduction, good. Enhanced Claw attack speed. Okay. Boulder damage increased. I don't like that. Savage Trample Spirit gain from 20 to 40. Prime Lacerate healing. Cataclysm lightning damage increased from 64% to 77, and tornado damage. Okay. Okay. Supreme Cataclysm vulnerable duration from 2 to 3 seconds. Prime Cataclysm duration increased from 2 to 4 seconds. Prime Grizzly Rage now grants unstoppable for 6 seconds instead of while active. This is good. This is really good. Because, Jesus, they were fucking completely unstoppable in PvP. Provocation threshold required for guaranteed overpower reduced from 25 to 16 seconds. That's great. Masochist now also requires a lucky hit chance of 75%. Okay. Prickle Skin Thorns, 1 to 1.5. Iron Feather, okay. 14% extra life. Bolster Fortify. Ooh. Alright, that's pretty intense. Overload damage increased from 0.2 to 2.25. Spirit's Glow, okay. All glyphs, similar to Essence. Lucky hit increased on aspect of Calm Breeze. Balanced aspect, maximum here's, wow, that's a huge, huge boost. Aspect of the Tempest damage, bonus 7 to 15 to 10 to 18, okay. Skinwalker's aspect healing increased. I don't really see that helping a lot at all. A lot of their healing, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong aspect. Symbiotic aspect cooldown reduced from 4 to 8 to 3 to 5. Okay. Aspect of the Stampede bonus increased. That's really good. Shepherd's damage bonus increased. Okay. Insatiable Fury Wereabouts skills rank increased from 2 to 3. And Mad Wolf's Glee. Okay. Yeah. That's all good. I'm all down with that. Let's get to Rogue. So advanced rapid fire duration increased from 3 to 5 seconds. That, okay, sure. Aren't you standing still for 5 seconds? If that's the case? Yeah. Caltrop's cast speed increased by 15%. Enhanced Cold Imbue lucky hit increased. Yup. Enhanced Smoke Grenade damage bonus. That's great. Methodical Dash maximum cooldown reduced. Increased from 3 to 4 seconds. Concealment Stealth increased to 5 seconds. That's good. Enhanced Dark Shroud chance not being consumed increased to 14%. That's also great. Supreme Death Trap cooldown reduction increased to 12 seconds. Also great. Victimized lucky hit. Dude, Siphoning Strikes now also requires a lucky hit of some. Oh, okay, that's weird. Rugged damage reduction against damage over time effects increased. Okay. Mending obscurity healing per second while stealth. increased. Okay. Aftermath energy restored, increased. Jesus, man. Combat increases core skills. Eldritch Bounty legendary node duration increased from 6 to 9 seconds. I'm not sure what Eldritch Bounty is. Preparation's ultimate cooldown reduction is increased from 4 to 5 seconds. Aspect of the volatile shadows damage increased. Icy Alchemist aspect increased. Shadow Slicer aspect increased. Wow, from 25 to 35 to 80 to 100. All right. Can somebody link me Shadow Slicer aspect? Toxic Alchemist damage increased from 0.0. Wow. Okay, that's a massive buff. Vengeful aspects. Lucky hit chance increased. Aspect of the imitated imbuement duration increased from 5 to 9 seconds. Ooh. Ooh. When you attack with an imbued skill, you gain 20% resistance, 20% increased damage for that imbuement's element for 6 seconds. That's pretty sick. But I was looking for Shadow Slicer aspect. Sorry. Did I say Eldritch Bounty? My bad. Aspect of Stolen Vigor healing. Lethal Dusk life on kill duration. Dude, everything about Rogue got buffed too. Nothing got nerfed. It seemed like. Just like nothing on raw skills. Everything, like all the things that got nerfed, it seems like, were on just like raw damage that everybody's doing. Now, I think this is gonna be really depressing looking at Sork. But we'll find out. Enhanced Charge Bolts damage increased from 24% to 30% and now benefits from skill ranks. Okay. Interesting. Destructive Charge Bolts damage reduction increased from 20 to 25%. Destructive Incinerating damage reduction. Okay, yeah, these are good. They need a damage reduction anyway. Ice Blade's cast cleanup has been tightened, allowing players to act after it's cast sooner. Okay. When you cast Dash, a shadow clone is spawned at your location that also casts Dash. Oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't do just 35% damage. That'll actually be kind of sick if you can make a build like that. Because, like, 100% damage, like, your normal damage, or double your damage depending on how they worded it. Let's double check here. Shadow Slicer's Shadow Slicer aspect damage increased from 25 to 35% to 80 to 100. So that, yeah, that's not multiplicative. That's just your normal damage. Cool. Fine. Which could be good. Firebolt initial damage increased from 10 to 18. Wizard's Firewall maximum increased mana regeneration increased. Whatever. Wizard's Blizzard core mana skill cost reduction. Okay. Didn't we already have a permanent Blizzard build? Supreme Deep Freeze cooldown reduction increased from 50 to 100%. Oh, okay. Elemental Dominance now also affects mastery skills instead of just core skills. Makes sense. This wait. Elemental Dominance is like a 12. Yeah, Wicked, you're right. Elemental Dominance now affects mastery skills. It's pretty huge. Rogues have crossbows and bows. So those are two-handers. Potent warding duration, okay. 9 seconds. Protection barrier, 2 to 3 seconds. Align the elements damage reduction per second increased. Wow, that's pretty good. Mana shield damage reduction increased. Wow. Okay, they made Sork's a lot tankier. Not a lot tanky, but a decent amount. Devouring Blaze bonus critical strike damage reduced from 30%. Okay, that's, yeah. Yeah, immobilized reduced. Fiery Surge mana regeneration increased. Okay. That's the destruction glyph. That's what we're all using. Spark enchantment chance to form from crackling energy increased from 10 to 14%. Frozen orb chance to be cast increased. That's great. Incinerate enchantment cooldown reduced from 18 to 14 seconds. That might be okay. No, it's still gonna be bad. Hydra enchantment mana threshold reduced from 300 to 200. Wow. Okay, that might be pretty decent. Aspect of efficiency mana cost reduction increased. So less mana and now affects mastery skills. Kind of crazy. Aspect of Armageddon, damage increased. Okay. Shattered stars. Oh, that was the ring thing I was reading earlier. And then I was thinking of the ring that... I was thinking Mother's Embrace. My bad. Glacial aspect ice spikes bonus to frozen reduced. Yeah. Damage increased. Oh, that's good. They're trying to supplement the damage so that ice doesn't just get busted. Frozen trying to ice spikes. Aspect of the frozen wake, ice spikes, damage increased. Aspect of biting cold, chance to apply vulnerable to frozen enemies increased. Yeah, what? They need to give Sorks a way to get vulnerable that isn't based on ice. That's what they need. Encased aspect, life and mana restore per second increased. Okay. Stable aspect chance for a free cast increased from 5 to 10 to 7 to 12. Aspect of splintering energy chance to spawn an additional lightning spear increased. Holy shit. That actually could be good. Holy shit, lightning spear. Yeah. It only took an hour before Wicked, so... Or 84 minutes or whatever it was. Aspect of the Unbroken Tether, chance to, for an additional chain lightning chains. Yeah, that's pretty good. Gloves the Illuminator Fireball, damage reduction. Okay, that's good. Another 10% damage there. Esu's Heirloom, critical strike chance from move speed increased. That's good. Esidora's Overflowing Cameo, chance to release a Lightning Nova increased from 10 to 15. That's not bad. So, all in all, like, it looks like Sorks are gonna just be okay. And everybody got buffed. Everybody got buffed, but I don't think a lot of people got buffed enough. My opinion right now on this patch is, like, it's super weird because we don't have Malignant and we just... Sorry. Because we don't have the Malignant bonuses. And we don't know how much damage we're gonna get from our rings and amulets at this point. We'll see in 2 days when Malignant comes out and we start pumping into that area. I do not think I'm going to play Necro. I do think I'm going to play Sork, and I would like to play a Lightning Sork. I think that sounds fun. So... Yeah. We'll try out Sork this season, most likely. Or Rogue. Rogue Pen Shot looks sick. So friends, thank you for hanging out with me today. Make sure you comment down below what's your favorite change of the patch notes today, and what are you excited for with Season of the Malignant. Thank you guys for hanging out, and make sure, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I will be back. Check me out on Twitch. I actually did this live on Twitch, twitch.tv/DJ Montague, and I will see you in the next one.